Acid blockers are totally the way to go for all stomach issues. They're convenient, they're affordable, and everybody takes them. They are what everybody goes to help with stomach issues. There's just a few small problems, okay? The first small problem, they don't actually address the underlying root cause of the problem. That is a problem. Number two, they can, sort of cause a dependency and in many instances make the issue worse. But other than that, remember, they're convenient, affordable, and everybody else takes them. But they do cause a dependency. And last, some of them have been linked to a significant increase in the risk for dementia. So there you go. But acid blockers, everybody loves them, super convenient. And I strongly suggest you absolutely do not want to be on acid blockers. Hi, my name is Phil. I'm with Silver Fern Brand. All right, so I'm direct. I'm blunt. Obviously, I don't think acid blockers are a good long-term plan, okay? Obviously. Why? Well, let's just start with the basics. They're not addressing the underlying root cause of the problem. So what are the root causes for stomach issues? Let's start at the top. One, a weak or damaged lower esophageal sphincter, okay? So when it becomes damaged and weak, it allows for severe reflux. What causes that? The second thing, slow motility of the stomach causes intra-abdominal pressure that hammers and weakens the less. That's the second thing. The third thing, lower than adequate amounts of stomach acid. A lot of people think that if you have lower than adequate amounts of stomach acid, you must have the severe version, which is called hypochlorhydria. Hypochlorhydria is rare, but lower than adequate amounts of stomach acid is extremely common. And just newsflash, too much stomach acid is actually what's extremely rare, okay? So most people do have lower than adequate amounts of stomach acid. Next, H. pylori overgrowth. So I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball at you. H. pylori overgrowth in very small amounts is actually being shown in research studies to have a lot of benefits. So what I'm suggesting is eradicating and killing all H. pylori overgrowth may not be the best plan based upon the current research. Just throwing that out there, okay? So why is H. pylori overgrowth really bad? That goes to the next problem. When your stomach lining has been damaged and has unhealthy inflammatory responses, you are going to have a lot of pain and discomfort and reflux and all of that type of stuff. Many people focus on the gut barrier. They're like, leaky gut, leaky gut, leaky gut. True, a big problem in the gut. You also have this thing called a stomach lining. And when the stomach lining is unhealthy, it also causes a lot of pain and discomfort, including really bad bloating and gas, just so you're aware. All right, next, a hiatal hernia. A hiatal hernia is something products are not going to resolve. A hiatal hernia is something that is a problem that actually, if I may, most people actually don't notice it unless they have those other things. So you cannot fix a hiatal hernia with products, I'm sorry. But that being said, if you address the less, if you improve gastric emptying and pull the pressure off, if you restore a healthy stomach lining, if you address H. pylori overgrowth and all of that, most of the time we find that a hiatal hernia doesn't cause issues long term. And if it does, I would argue that the acid blocker approach is still not the long-term answer to it because blocking acid is not a good plan. You need acid, okay? And then last, parasympathetic nervous system dysfunction. That is a big problem for major cause for stomach issues, small intestinal issues, and large intestinal problems. So I'm talking everything from reflux and SIBO and IBS all the way across. If you have a digestive issue, you most likely have parasympathetic nervous system and you just didn't know, okay? So obviously, blocking and inhibiting and restricting acid is not the answer to any of those things. Not the answer, sorry. So what do we do at Silver Fern Brand? One, if you're looking for an aggressive, really good standalone product, it's called Reflux Pro. 2 clinically studied ingredients, both with have been shown in the clinical studies to offer significant improvements in the stomach. So significantly reducing stomach issues. Here are the rules. Because you're not blocking, restricting, or inhibiting acid, it takes a little bit of time. So you don't just stop taking your acid blockers. You start taking Reflux Pro, and over 4 to 8 weeks, you slowly work off of the acid blockers after you've restored a healthy stomach lining and improved motility of the stomach and stuff like that, okay? It takes a little bit of time. Sorry, just the truth. All right, so what are the 2 ingredients? 2 clinically studied ingredients. One is the gut guard licorice flavonoids. These are the good type of flavonoids. These do not increase blood pressure and cause low potassium absorption. Not that type. The gut guard licorice flavonoid is how we are helping helping is what I'm allowed to say, I think. H. pylori overload is all I'm allowed to say because I'm a supplement company. It is going to help significantly improve gastric emptying. It is going to help the stomach lining, and it's going to actually help the intestinal lining. It's an amazing ingredient with a lot of research for indigestion reflux issues. Standalone ingredient, great. We paired it with Mucosave. Mucosave is prickly pear cactus extract with olive leaf extract. We get this from Sicily. Really good ingredient. It builds a protective shield on your esophagus and your stomach lining to help those to be healthy again. And a healthy stomach lining not only blocks stomach acid, but it will be able to significantly improve your production of stomach acid, just so you're aware. So that product, Reflux Pro standalone, is amazing. Mild issues, take the 1 stick. Severe issues, take 2 sticks. Now, let's assume that you want to go even more aggressive, which I would argue a lot of people do. We have our gastric rehab protocol, which helps with stomach issues, and then it goes into gut issues because some people want to address everything all the way. And by the way, SIBO type issues are also going to cause reflux issues, just so you know. So what we do in the gastric rehab protocol for people that may want to do the full protocol, you don't have to, but some, we pair Reflux Pro with Motility. Motility has picornel artichoke leaf extract in it. It is the most effective form of artichoke leaf extract we have found for increasing bile secretion, about 150%. This is super important for a detox. It is super important for gastric emptying. It is going to help with constipation. So that's why the picornel artichoke leaf extract is in there. The second ingredient is called digestion. Digexion's clinical research studies are for reflux, heartburn, burping, belching, constipation, and diarrhea. Significantly helps increase gastrin levels, which is really important in the stomach for your acid production, right? You need healthy acid production. Not too much, just normal acid production. It's going to help with DAO enzyme production for people that have histamine issues. That's step 1. So if you did just Reflux Pro, which works really well, you're going to take a powder. We're going to coat the entire esophagus and stomach. Don't worry about the flavor, but just on that case, my kids take it and they think it's fine. We tested the hell out of this before we launched it. We had tons of people with a variety of stomach issues try it, and it was very, very successful. Plus, we've been selling just a Mucosave by itself for a very long time in a product called Reflux. At Silver Fern brand, we're always improving. We are in constant innovation mode and we're always improving. So Reflux Pro is a very great standalone product. If you want to go with the full kit, like the full protocol, you're like, screw it, I actually want to do this completely, like soup to nuts, A to Z, that's the gastric rehab. Here's the protocol. Here's the problem with our approach. It takes time, okay? And you have to take the right dose. So if your issues are mild, mild being occasional, you do the mild protocol. If you have moderate to severe issues, I strongly suggest, obviously, the moderate to severe dosing. So one of the reasons that this is so successful is we are addressing a lot. So the digestion, for example, in motility helps the parasympathetic nervous system, significantly increases serotonin and significantly reduces cortisol, like by 42%. Per the research studies. So when you pair those ingredients together, you're hitting the entire system in the correct way, which is what we prefer people to do. The problem is our approach takes time and it costs money, but we don't screw around. We assume people want to get from A to Z and then they want to move on with life. So the big difference between our approach and everybody else's approach, because somebody inevitably is going to be like, so you're switching out products here for products there. But our products are helping people get off of products, okay? We're helping restore a healthy system. We're significantly reducing the problem, the underlying root causes for issues, if not just getting rid of those issues. So this is what we do. We're successful. If you like to do things in a correct way, you come see us. If you don't want to do things in a correct way, which by the way is totally fine. I think half of our country is taking some form of an acid blocker or laxative, which is, in my opinion, unfortunate, but it's working for them, I guess, okay? But if you want to do things correctly, you come take our approach. Once again, it takes time, it costs money, but it is the effective approach. And last but not least, if you just want to help with a protocol, you're like, I have all these issues and you want to hear how everything works for everything, which is totally fine, send us a direct message. Don't chat us, but send us a direct message and ask for a protocol and we can build that out for you. And we're happy to share as much information as you want because I don't have anything to hide. I don't even really care if people know. So that's our approach. I hope it helps. Bye.